All right, so our host that's going to become our compute/controller/networking node or networking services node is up. The other one is still building. It's just finishing its process, and once it's done here, it needs a reboot. While that's doing its own work, we actually have to do a little bit more configuration and setup. One of the things that the PackStack environment is going to require is an SSH key that's shared between these two systems. So I'm going to just generate one. So we're going to log into here as root. Many people feel that you should sudo everything that you do within the Linux environment. I guess maybe a little older school, and I just do things under the root user. Log in as root using that super secret password that I used in previous uses. I have nothing really in here except for a script that actually could be used to answer all those questions that we answered through the user interface, and actually more. This is one of the ways that you can help automate the deployment. You can see here I have a statically assigned address for one of the interfaces. One of the other ones is not even turned on at boot, etc. All of this information is captured here. So you could actually use this to script the automation of the deployment of your base operating system. So that's actually kind of a useful tip, something to be aware of. As I said, though, we actually need SSH keys, and we're going to make one on this particular machine, and then we're going to copy it over to the other machine when it's done. This guy's ready to reboot, so I'm going to reboot it real quick. So we're going to use the keygen tool. I'm not going to use a passphrase. Use the standard file name for this. So what this has now done is now we have both an ID, which is the private key. That's one that you would normally keep very secure. We've just generated this for use in this environment, so I'm not going to worry too much about the security. Actually, I'm going to copy both of these into another machine. And then the public key. The other thing that we're going to want to do is make sure that there's a way to actually automatically authorize use, and that's that we can actually do for this particular user by copying the SSH ID RSA public key into SSH authorized keys. Now it turns out that we can actually add more keys to this. For example, if I as an end user wanted to use my own personal private key to actually log into this machine as root, so we're doing this in the root user case, we could actually do something like grab a key. Turns out many services that actually ask you to upload a private or a public key rather will also give you some access to that. So one example might be the GitHub environment, which will actually let you grab your public key via web service. It's hard to talk and think at the same time. So in this, I don't have wget installed. Well, anyway, something like that would actually grab a public key, and then I could actually insert it, and so install wget. Fairly quick to do. All right, so now this will actually spit out my public key, which is great, and actually I don't really care to have it on the screen. I really want it in this file, so I'm going to add it to the end of the authorized keys file. And if I now just look at that file, I have two keys. I have the one that I just created for my root user here, and then I also have this second key, SSH RSA key, that I just pulled down from the online service. I'm noticing that there's a carriage return missing at the end of that, so I'm actually going to edit that file just to make sure that this is actually handled appropriately. I want to make sure that I don't break my key files. Okay, so now I have keys. Let's see, this guy's, yeah, CentOS 2 is up. I'm actually going to log in, or actually scpr. Hopefully this should just work. IP address instead. And here I have to use my super secret password the first time, but now I should be able to just SSH to root at 10.1.64.12. And now I'm on CentOS 2, no passwords. This is required for PackStack actually to work. And actually PackStack is also going to want to potentially log into CentOS 1, so we'll do that one as well, 6411, which is the host I'm on, but just this way my host keys have been actually captured already, and there I am back on CentOS 1, but logged in. Great. So now I've done all the basic steps to make sure that my core infrastructure is in place. There's a little bit more that we now have to do to actually get PackStack services installed, and I need to go grab a couple of script components, so I'm going to do that and pause, and we'll be right back.